3, 2, 1, go. We did it! Wow. Not on your offhand anymore. We gave him a good 11 minutes or so. Yeah, he's full HP. Okay. See if we can get a good burst off. I need him to use beam. Like that. What's up YouTube, Demi here, right before 3.5 Betrayal League launches on a champion Blade Flurry Reave character. Right now I have Blade Flurry socketed, right? This is my fully mirrored character basically, with all self-crafted mirror gear very close to it. And I just wanted to illustrate as to why the stat stick nerf isn't as severe as people are freaking out about. Utilizing a very endgame character to show you the potential, right? So this is my current path of building with all of my gear, my stat stick, all that stuff, right? And this is with my current tree, my current jewels, everything like that. Perfect release, 6-stage Blade Flurry, right? With the stat stick, actually this isn't even the correct stat stick because I have to edit something, hang on. It's not showing the random element one, where is it? You actually have to edit this so that the random element isn't red if you want it to show up and be relevant. Just like that. See how it's blue now? It's effectively what it does. I have no specific elemental damage pens, just all global pens, so it doesn't really matter. But that's with the stat stick, right? And that's with everything up. Power Frenzy, Fortify, Adrenaline, Flasks, Taunted, Lucky Crits, Maimed Enemy, Taunted, Chilled, Intimidated. It's not shocked as well. You can also get a small shock from on Shaper, but it won't be a full shock, obviously. So if you use this, it's 50% shock. It should be like a 10% shock, I think. But yeah, if I switch out my Scepter offhand to a copy of my main hand, my damage goes down to 26 mil from 38 mil, which sounds like a lot, but it's about 30% DPS. So if you manage to get to a, say, 2-3 mil DPS build, you're going to go down to like a 1.2 to 2 mil DPS build without a stat stick, right? You just have to get a second offhand weapon, which is going to be fairly difficult, but not enough that it makes or breaks the character. You're still going to be able to one-shot Shaper with this, no problem. He only has 20 million HP. It's like irrelevant for me. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead into the build guide with it as is, because I want to show it off before it gets nerfed, because that's important to me. This is the champion variant of a Blade Flurry Reave. We are champion because it gets the most more multipliers out of everything. It's really dumb. So let's start with, you get this. First strike, last to fall. Permanently intimidate enemies that are on full life. So you hit them, they get intimidated, right? You get adrenaline for 20 seconds when you reach low life. If you do not have adrenaline, you remove all ailments and burning when you get adrenaline. So intimidated enemies take 10% increased attack damage. That's a more multiplier. Adrenaline gives 100% damage, 25% attack, cast, and movement speed, and 10% phase mitigation. Great. But permanently intimidating an enemy whenever you touch it is really dumb. Really, really dumb. And over here you get Conquer, which is a 100% chance to taunt on hit. Reduce damage taken if you taunted an enemy recently. Life regen if you taunted an enemy recently. Enemies taunted by you deal 10% less damage with hits and ailments against other targets. So they only hit you and then everybody else takes less damage, great. But that taunt on hit is really important for the next node because enemies you taunt take 20% increased damage, more multiplier, and their hits cannot be evaded. Or sorry, your hits cannot be evaded by those enemies, right? That's 100% accuracy right there. It's really, really dumb. Over here we have Unstoppable Hero, which gives you attack speed, melee damage, flat armor, and cannot be stunned with Fortify. I proc that on my movement skill, Whirling Blades. It's just a lot of damage. And as for the skill tree, you get some attack speed, some damages, even more life. It's just like all damage stuff, right? Attack speed while dual wielding, some life nodes and jewels I'll go over after this. I have one attack damage leech as life here, and one mana leech node here. That's it. That's all I needed. A bunch of crit while dual wielding, some conversion while dual wielding, damage, attack speed while dual wielding, you know, generic stuff there. The entire sword node because it's OP. Lots of crit multi and damage with swords. Crit multi here, more jewels. I have phase acro, so I have 40% dodge, 30% spell dodge. I have fortify. I have 6k life. I have a lot of flash defensiveness. It's a pretty safe character, and everything dies instantly anyway. Life nodes, phase damage, crit nodes, attack speed with one-handed, damage with one-handed, more attack speed, more life, more damage, and more crit multi. You're noticing a theme here. We've got more jewels, some life nodes, more life nodes, lots and lots of damage with one-handers over here, and then we head all the way up into the disemboweling cluster because it is the best melee crit multi in the cluster on the entire skill tree, and the only one actually for that matter. As for jewels, all of my jewels are double attack speed, double multi, or attack speed, triple multi. And this one is actually life. So I could still gain more damage with this one. Double multi, attack speed, life. And we got double multi, double attack speed. Double multi, double attack speed. Great. As for the gear itself, main hand, a shitload of damage. This is how much damage is this? 460 PDPS with 40% extra, along with a 59% crit multi roll. Pretty solid sword. Offhand is, oh god, math, 70, 90, 125% physical damage is extra. Not even. That's if we word that differently. 105% physical is extra, and 20% of my overall elemental damage is extra chaos. Along with 6% pen, 38 multi, and the spell crit, which is irrelevant. There's really no other. I could get 10% pen in that last suffix for even more damage, but that's incredibly rare. I'm not going to worry about it. Helmet, Lord Abyssus, Legacy Abyssus with 225% multi. This should have Blade Flurry enchant. It does not because I'm lazy, but you can get 225% multi out of your helmet along with 40 to 60 flat fizz. Disgusting. Amulet, Shaper Amulet with 40% Fizz extra, crit multi, accuracy, life, and crit strike chance. Both my rings are steel rings with T1 life, T1 weapon elemental damage, and life. I could actually get Hysteria steel rings with 10% physical as extra elemental damage. Would be better than this, but again, not totally perfect, but pretty close. This is all self-crafted gear over the past couple of years, so I'm pretty proud of it. And then life resist in the suffixes, right? Boots, I needed int. It's the only reason I don't have a 10% pen enchant here. If I had that pen enchant, it'd be a lot better. But life, movement speed, resist, intelligence with some wed. Gloves are insanity gloves, so I can go stupidly fast with resist and mana leech, we talked about earlier. And then the belt, life recovery rate, attack speed during flask effect, elemental damage with attack skills, melee damage during any flask effect, and movement speed. Super fast, and that life recovery rate's a more multiplier to my overall recovery, which is good. Legacy, 30% taste of hate. Diamond Flask with Freeze, Bleed Basalt Flask, more multiplier, Legacy Lion's Roar, and a Legacy and Series Promise. So this is 40% extra, and 35 more, and 30% extra. Lots of good stuff right there. As for the, what are these called? Pantheons. I have maxed out Soul of Solaris, and I have maxed out Soul of Growthcoal for the mitigation, basically. And if I get crit, I don't have to worry about crit damage for 4 seconds, is really nice. What else is there to look at? Main hand damage is not, this isn't accurate because it's like, it takes into account my accuracy, which is, you know, not max because I haven't taunted the enemy yet. And then I have an Abyssal Jewel in my belt, which is double fizz, life, crit multi. Not perfect, but pretty fucking close. And then the gem links. So main skill gem links. We got Blade Flurry, we got Conk Effect, Hypothermia, which is more damage against chilled enemies, which is, you know, everything, since we have a lot of cold damage. Melee Fizz for another more multiplier, damage on full life for another more multiplier, and elemental damage with attacks for another more multiplier. You notice any themes here? And then we got our, let's see, aura setup. Where is it? I have a Hatred, extra cold damage. I have an Assassin's Mark, Curse on Hit, Herald of Ice to generate power charges while mapping, and just a little bit extra cold. If you wanted max DPS, you could go Herald of Purity here, I think is better than the other ones. My Vol War Chief setup, which gives me even more multipliers. It gives me how much more? 33% more melee damage while it's active with Conk Effect, and Maim for another more multiplier, and Melee Fizz for another more multiplier. Great. What else we got? Empower linked to Blood Rage, so it's super, lots of attack speed and a little bit of leech. I have an Ice Golem for some crit strike chance and accuracy, and then casting damage taken Immortal Call for some fizz mitigation. My movement skill is Whirling Blades, faster attacks, Fortify, linked with Blood Magic, so I don't have to worry about running out of mana. And then if I want to play if I want to go like melee for, what am I saying? If I want to go AoE for like map clear, I would just swap out, let's see, I believe it's Wed for multi-strike, and then Blade Flurry for Reave, Vol Reave, and then Conk Effect for AoE. And I'll have a full DPS Reave setup, which is actually pretty funny to look at. 1.7 mil tooltip with more damage against chilled enemies. It's great. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's great. But yeah, this is just like a snapshot of 3.4 before statsticks get nerfed, just because I wanted to be able to showcase that. What did I mess up? Conk effect. It's pretty dumb. I killed Shaper in less than a second, killed all the Guardians instantly. It's just a really, really good build. And again, the statstic nerf, I'll just have 2 swords, and I'll be fine. Shaper will still die instantly. So the pastebin's in the description. My links to my stream, my Patreon, my Twitter, my Discord, everything else if you want to follow me is in the description of this video as well. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and that'll be Demi out.